Welcome to Spotlight. I'm Griffin Dano, and my guest today is Tara Forstner with the Yale Jiggawattz. Now, Tara, what is FIRST, and how did you learn about it?
FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. And Dean Kamen is the founder of FIRST. And how did I hear about it? Well, that leads into my daughter because I wanted to drag her off to something that maybe would be something interesting to her. She didn't fit in anywhere. And during a kickoff event that, I drug her to a 4-H thing, so that was open to homeschoolers and schools without a robotics team. So I drug her there, and we were at a kickoff event, and that was at Kettering College. And she turned around in the middle of it, and she said to us that this is where she belongs. And both my husband and I were hooked after that. We were all in because she finally belonged somewhere right.
Yeah, that's really special. Now, who are Dean Kamen and Dr. Woody Flowers, and what are their positions with FIRST?
So, as I said, Dean Kamen is the founder. He holds 1,000 patents across the world, and he also invented things like the Segway and the insulin pump. Those are two main ones that we might have heard of. And then Dr. Woody Flowers, he was a professor, and I forgot which university, sorry. He met Dean Kamen, and the two of them started working out how can they make a sport for the mind. And when Woody Flowers came along, he really brought the fun. He also brought in a coined phrase called gracious professionalism, and that's what really made the game, this gracious professionalism. It makes the game more fun because as you're playing the game, each one of these teams are like small businesses. They're working together at the same time. They're working against each other, forming alliances and communicating. Sometimes if the robot breaks or something, there's that team that broke you over there right away helping you fix it. And that's part of the gracious professionalism. He also came up with these really neat ways of recognizing the mentors. He calls it the Woody Flowers Award. Like I said, he just brought the fun. Meeting this guy is like meeting the coolest grandfather you could ever think of. But he did pass away in 2019, I believe. And he's greatly missed.
We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back on Spotlight.
The St. Clair County Department of Veterans Affairs is here to serve those who have served, military veterans and their dependents. Call and make an appointment to discuss and apply for benefits to include health care, disability compensation, and community services today at 810-989-6945.
Welcome back to Spotlight. Now, Tara, how did the Yale Jiggawattz form?
So after that 4-H event, Madison, there was a junior that was on the team that also went to Yale High School. After he met Brad and I, he decided to see if he could get this team going at the high school. FIRST likes proliferation of their teams, so this was encouraged by FIRST. And when you become a rookie team, FIRST gives you cash almost as a startup, and that goes for even the younger teams. So it was Tommy Teslak, and he asked my daughter, Madison Forstner, if she would love to, to start this team. And I guess it was all uphill from there. We had probably 30 kids in the group, and it was, like I said, 100% all in. They did all kinds of fundraising. The parents We had a great parent team. They did the food and they helped, walk around and talk to sponsors. They brought in quite a few sponsors just from where they worked, which a lot of people don't understand that sometimes where you work will support things like this.
Now, how did your 2022 season look different than your rookie season that you just mentioned?
I guess you could say that, we didn't know what we were actually in for. We were just excited about it. So some of us had already seen how a game was played, and we were excited to share that with everyone else. With the 2022 season, we went through COVID, and those students that, left, they didn't get to pass on the knowledge. So even though there was a few students that had been to some of these events, they also didn't want to invest because they were worried about things being taken away again. And I've seen that across the board with a lot of teams were less involved, where the kids seemed less involved and there was less of the team. So I'd seen teams like the Thunder Chickens, which is a lot of different schools forming one team. Usually they have 50 or more students in it. I didn't see the crowd looking that big. So I think that's where it was, loss of knowledge and so much loss. It was hard for them to invest.
Now, do you do any planning, and if so, what's the Jiggawattz mission plan for the 2023 season?
Our mission plan is to keep building the team. Like I said, I wanted to get more involved, with the students, as far as the students being involved and seeing their future. Again, it goes back to, like my daughter saying where she figured out where she belonged. And I'd seen so many other students, especially girls, realize that they could be engineers, that even though that maybe they were a C or B student, that they could go off and get these type of jobs that are involved in that. So our mission is to just keep building up the team, build up the business team, because again, that's where the future lies, is the business side of it. If there isn't a good business and a good business plan, then the whole team kind of implodes.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much for sharing your knowledge on FIRST and robotics, and thank you for joining us on Spotlight.